So today what we are going to learn, AWS Lambda. Lambda. Most of the time, like, when you get requirements from clients and everybody, you will, what is Lambda? Most of the requirements says, oh, do you have Lambda experience? Do you have Lambda experience? But what is Lambda? Why people are, crazy about Lambda? Why they want to learn Lambda? So remember, I've been telling you to stop the instances after your work and create new instance, when you want to work or something like that. I've been telling you that, right? The reason why I'm telling you the 50% is you will be creating instances multiple times and you will understand. And the 50% is you will be saving money, right? You don't need to pay if you terminate or if you stop your instance, you don't need to pay. So I've been telling you the companies, most of the companies they have, they have what? Most of the companies they have multiple environments, right? And they have, for example, just one scenario. This is one scenario. This is a development environment, and let's say this is a testing environment, and this is the production environment. Okay, I have 10 servers here which I created for initial development, and I have 10 servers here which I created for QA, like testing. They jump in and they do functionality testing, everything, right? They do verify each and every, what is that? The functionality of the application, whether it's a web application or database application. And this is the QA environment, and this is the production environment. And 10 servers in the production environment. And I don't want these instances up and running after hours, right? Because QA test 2 hours and they verify the functionality and everything. And there is no reason that I should have these servers up and running all the time, right? I can stop them, right? And I can start them back when I need. For example, I can stop them after 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. every day, okay? And start them back 8 a.m. every day. So that I'll be saving 7 hours cost here and 8 hours cost here. I'll be saving 15 hours cost. Basically, I'll be saving money for 15 hours. Maybe how much? Maybe, I'll be saying like $100 on one server. What else if I have 1,000 servers in both testing environments? 500 servers here and 500 servers here. That's 1,000 servers. I'll be saving more than, couple of $1,000 every day, right? And is it possible, like, go there and identify the instances, and I have a 10 and other project have a 5 or other project have a 15, and how can I identify, like, and each time when I identify something and log into AWS and stop them, click on the instance manually, go stop, and every day I need to wake up at 7:30 and open my laptop, and if I have 100 servers to start, I need 2 resources. Why would I do that? Can I do some automation? So can I ask somebody, to do it for me, like every time? And that's the Lambda. So Lambda is event-based function. Event-based function. What is the event here? 5 p.m. is the event. Okay, what is the event? 8 a.m. is the event. When 8 a.m. occurs, it's going to trigger a function. We are going to write a function, and I'll explain you. It's going to trigger a function to start the instances. When 5 p.m. occurs, it's going to trigger a function to start the instance. And we will see how does that work. Okay, what I will do, I will open a document. So I'm going to create a 2 EC2 instances for testing purpose. Okay, we are going to stop those 2 EC2 instances using Lambda. And we are going to start those two EC2 instances using Lambda as well. And let's see how does that work. Okay. This is a very excellent assignment, and it's going to help for your interview as well. So what we will do, we will create two test instances for testing purpose. I have one already.
Vishnu, before you proceed, like, so when you stop and start the IP, right? Sorry, instant your IP changes every time you start.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a good question actually. So in the organization IP, no, it won't change because they'll buy all those IPs. You see that, you see this field elastic, you will have that elastic IP. They don't use public IP.
Okay.
And they don't use the public domain because it's not secure, right? It's not enough secure.
Yes.
So they will buy elastic IPs, and elastic IPs stick to this account. Even if you stop and start, it's not going to change.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I have one instance already, and let me launch one more instance. Everybody understood that, right? That elastic IP concept. 4 years ago, a guy from Cognizant asked me, what is the difference between elastic IP and public IP? 4 years ago, everybody just learning AWS, and the basic questions, everybody just asking basic questions. Even a lot of people doesn't even know all these technologies that I'm teaching you right now. Even though they are working in 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years in the industries, most of the people, they do know like a basics, most of the Linux troubleshooting things, but I don't think everybody know all these technologies that I'm teaching in this class. So I have two servers. I'm going to use these two servers for testing purpose. What I'm testing here, I'm going to test Lambda. Okay. So let's configure a Lambda function. But what I will do, I can open a documentation, AWS Lambda documentation with example. So I'm going to share this documentation so that you guys can follow this documentation. Okay. Getting started with AWS Lambda. Is this the one? Let's see. What I'm gonna do, let's go here and let's go grab some content here. I think I should have that documentation that I'm looking for. Nope, I want to give you a very good example actually. Why my internet is so slow? Okay, this one, I guess. Oh, didn't I add that? Show more.
Yeah, I'm going to call it right now. I think I found the single biggest productivity hack of 2021. It's this Google Chrome extension called Speechify, and it literally does my reading for me. So I've got my essay written, and
Why these people adding so many? Yeah, I'll just find it. Yeah, this is the diagram what I'm looking for. Yeah, so we will follow these steps actually. We will follow simple these steps and we will stop and start. I'm gonna include this link in the video chat as well, in the chat as well, so that you guys can have this. Okay. So what I need to do, first of all, I need to have IAM permissions to Lambda. Like, I need to, so I'm trying to stop instances, right? EC2 instances from using Lambda. The Lambda should have the permissions to stop the instances, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to create an IAM user, okay? And we are going to provide the policies. What policies? We are going to write a custom policy to create like to create a permissions from Lambda to EC2, and we are going to use the CloudWatch alarm, and we will see that in a minute. Okay. So you see that this is the custom policy. Yesterday somebody is asking what else if you want to customize our policies. Policy is nothing but permissions. What we did yesterday, we did use the AWS provided permissions, right? EC2 full permissions, IAM full permissions, and things like that, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to use simple custom policy. This custom policy should have a stop and start instance. You see that stop and start. So what we are going to do, we are going to create an IAM user, and we are going to assign this custom policy to that IAM user. Okay. And let's go here and copy. I'll just copy from there. Let's go to AWS Management Console. Let's go to AWS Management Console. What we need an IAM user, right? IAM user. That user should have a permissions to stop and start the instances, right? And we are going to provide permissions to stop and start the instance. Basically, what we are doing is we are giving complete EC2 full permissions to that IAM user. And we are going to use that IAM user to provision a Lambda function. Okay. And create a user. Stop EC2 Lambda. I'm going to give username Lambda, something like that. Okay. I'm going to give you full access. It's okay. Okay, next permissions. What I'm going to do, let's see, do I have that permissions already here? Let's click on the permissions. And this is this guy. Okay, let's go to policies. You see that stop EC2 Lambda. This is the custom policy that I did create. If I click on that custom policy, right? This is the code, the custom policy code. Where I got this code, I've got this code from here. You see that this is the same custom policy. So what you need to do is you need to go to that Lambda. You need to go to that IAM. Okay. Simple. I'll tell you, very simple. Okay. Go to policies. Create a policy, right? Let me create a policy for you as well, even though I have that policy. Create a policy. I'm not choosing anything. I'm using JSON. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this JSON from where? From this documentation. You see that? Most of the code, even the cloud formation, everything we will get from AWS documentation, because they're the ones who implementing this. They're the ones who should tell us how to use it. If you have a product, you should tell me how to use it. Then only I'll buy, right? The same thing. Okay. And just to review, I'm going to give policy name fib lambda, something like that, just for identification purpose. Okay. You see that? So CloudWatch logs, right? Read and write permissions, EC2 read and write permissions. That's what I've got in this policy. That's what I have. You see that? So this one, create a CloudWatch log, and this one, you see that, create a log stream, pull events. This is for CloudWatch, and we'll discuss what is CloudWatch in a minute. And this is stop and start EC2 instance. Okay, and then let's go. We are creating customized policies. Okay, and create a policy. And the policy has been created, I guess. No? Yes. Since my internet is a little bit slow, and now create a user, IAM user, and assign that policy to that IAM user. Okay, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say something. Stop lambda, something like that. Okay. Yeah, I can give whatever access. That's fine. And the next permissions, when I need to assign permissions, right? I look for that policy that I create. Is this the one that I create? Okay. Yeah, whatever. Just select this policy. Okay. Okay. And let's create a user. Okay. Close it. So this belongs to this group, right? Okay, let's go to this group. Let's go to permission section. Add permissions. Okay. Attach policy. And what policy that we have? Feb Lambda, right? This is the policy that we just created, right? And we are going to attach this policy. Okay. Add permissions. Okay. Now you can delete this policy as well. You don't need this. Delete it. And right now, this guy has these permissions. Who has these permissions? This Feb EC2 group has that permissions. So whoever is attached to this group will have the same permissions. This Lambda function, right? Now what we will do, we will create a Lambda function. Okay, we will use that IAM role to provision Lambda function, and I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, Lambda. Go to Lambda. Is Ramya in the class? Ramya, are you there?
Yes, Vishnu.
Okay. Create a function. How many of you know Python? No? Feb?
No.
Okay. You don't need to know Python. Okay. And what we will do, we will use Python. We will have what version of Python that we need to use in this document. Okay.
Specify 3.9.
What is that? 3.9.
Python 3.9.
Okay. We will use the same 3.9. Okay. Because that is very, very important. If I choose 2.7 and it's 3.9, and it's not going to work, right? Permissions info. No. Use an existing role, right? Here we are going to use the same role that we just created. Where is that role? So choose an existing role that you have created to be used with this Lambda. The role must have permissions, upload logs to Amazon CloudWatch. Yes, we did create a IAM role, but I don't see that role here. Okay, let's go and copy. Duplicate this page. You guys bored? You guys sleepy? You can talk to me, okay? Don't sleep. Let's copy this. Let's provide here. But why I don't see that? Okay. Go to IAM role. Okay. Permissions of your function text. Custom role. Go here. Okay.
Is the architecture selected is correct, Vishnu?
Yeah. Yeah. So they're asking us to create. You see the selected trusted entity. Okay. let's choose Lambda. Choose an AWS service. No. Let's choose Lambda and Lambda. Just allow, just choose Lambda right here and click next. And we will attach this February Lambda policy, right? We will attach that custom policy. February. Easy to stop. Yeah, this is going to get these permissions and create your own. The problem with the free account is it's just a phishing account. So it's not the disciplined way actually. They want us to get issues and they want us to create a support ticket and they want us to pay $29 a month. That's what it should be. You see that? So the role easy to stop. This is the role has been created. Now we will see that role here. Let's just refresh the screen. Lambda stop easy to, and we are going to choose Python 3.7 as a runtime. While we are providing code, right? We are telling Python, we are providing Lambda, we are providing logic basically. What we are providing in this logic, I'll explain in a minute. Okay, we will add permissions. I can use existing IAM role. Let's click on that existing IAM role. You see that February easy to start. It came and create a function. Okay. Now, so what this function does basically, how this function works, right? The way the function works is you are writing a logic to tell the Lambda, hey, you could do this on this period of time. So in this simple Python script, actually, don't worry, you guys don't have to worry about that. In this simple Python script, this import board03, all the AWS services, they are implemented with a board03. There is a module called board03 in Python. That's there. And you see that region equal to what region that we are in? That's what we are telling. Region equal to yes, east 1 or 2 west. And we are providing instances. Instance ID, this one and this one. And we are telling, get those two details from here, EC2 and instances and region name from here. That's what we are telling. And what we are telling this Lambda, just you don't need to remember this basically, but just what I'm explaining you what's exactly happening. This Lambda handler stop the instances. Basically, it is going to stop those instances. What those instances? These two are the instances. Okay. We are going to replace these two instances with our instances. And we are going to replace this region with our region. And that's it. Okay. And take this Python code. Okay. Go to your Lambda. And replace this with this code. Okay. And what I need to do, I need to change ES is to which is the region where I'm at right now, and I need to provide my instance IDs, not this instance IDs basically. Okay, I can get them. Just to click deploy, and let's go to EC2 console. EC2 console. Why my internet is very slow? Are you guys getting me or no? Lot of questions, right? Today we're writing Python, we're creating custom policy, and this could be zigzag. This
No,
is like a,
we are good. So I have a question. So since this is a Lambda is a service, right? So are they going to charge for that, or it includes with regular?
yeah, it's free tier included actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Like they're going to charge, but we are not going to keep that Lambda for a lot of time or whatever time. We're going to terminate that function immediately.
No.
It's free. It's free. You don't need to pay anything. Yeah.
At an enterprise level, right? If you are using it for like 1,000 servers or 10,000 servers, is it still free? Because you are anyways using.
No. So the Lambda. So the Lambda, it's not a free service basically.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you need to pay for the service, and when you, how much you're paying for the services, this could be very tricky part. You will be paying for the service for running only, not like, let's say this script, this Lambda executed 5 minutes, right? And all the servers are stopped, and they'll be charging for those 5 minutes only.
Okay.
They won't be charging for the entire time. The Lambda triggered 30 seconds, right? The runtime is 30 seconds. They'll be charging for that 30 seconds only. So what's happening exactly is this Python code, when I click on the deploy, right? It will be deployed to a server which is in AWS. They manage that server basically.
Okay.
So whenever the Lambda triggers this function, then only the server will be active. We don't have any control on that server. Okay. They control the server, and whenever we use this Lambda, and the server will be active for those 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever the seconds, so that we don't need to, worry about anything. So you could trigger this Lambda function with a multiple ways. You see that? Add a trigger. Right now, you can add a trigger. Let's say, for example, I have something is coming. Somebody is uploading a picture, right? There could be multiple scenarios that you could use Lambda. For example, somebody is posting a picture in Instagram. In the response message, what we will send them, hey, your picture has been posted successfully, right? That specific, hey, your picture has been posted successfully, that specific function can be executed by the Lambda. Let's say you will be creating an object in somewhere. For example, you will be creating an object. For example, let me give you a better idea. So you will be creating an object here, and all your pictures will be stored in this object, for example, right? And you upload a picture from your phone, and in the response you will get a message like, hey, your picture has been uploaded, right? And that response server can be an EC2, for example. And you have a Lambda, hey, and you have a Lambda function here, hey, when you get event to this bucket or this object, when you get an object, what is object here is a picture. And you can go and trigger this, you can go and execute this server or trigger this server. And in the response, what you will get, hey, your picture has been received, and things like that. Specific program event is driven using Lambda. Yes, that's correct. Event-based function. Lambda is the event-based function. Okay. Is that a little bit clear at least? So you could add these many, triggers with the DynamoDB. Let's say somebody is, trying to access the DynamoDB, like they're putting their username and a password, which is in the DynamoDB. Hey, username and a password is correct. Can you give authentication to this guy and things like that? And you could use Kinesis, CloudWatch logs, and blah 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 and everything. Okay, we will add a trigger. Actually, we will add a CloudWatch logs. Okay, log group. I have this many log group, but let's go and create a rule in CloudWatch first. Okay, let's go to CloudWatch. Okay. Click on the CloudWatch. And what we are doing here is we are just creating a rule. In the event section left side, you will see rules. Okay. Create a rule. Okay. This is where we are providing when to start and when to stop everything. You see that this schedule, we are scheduling here. This is fixed rate of every 5 minutes. And this is the cron expression for that. And we are using, for example, every 5 minutes, right? Let's say every 5 minutes. Okay. Add a trigger. What we are triggering? Every 5 minutes, you are triggering a Lambda function. And you need to select the function. Is this the function that we just created? Lambda stop EC? You guys,
Yes.
do you think so? Because that's the only function that is available at the moment. So that's why it's popping up. And configure details and rule name Feb. I'm going to use Feb for all these details. Okay. Stop. Create a rule. So after 5 minutes, right? After 5 minutes, those servers should be stopped. Correct? If not, we'll find out why they're not stopped. Actually, I could change it 5 minutes to 2 minutes, but it's okay. 5 minutes is not much time. You guys have any other questions? Actually, I'll try to answer.
Vishnu, I have a question with on Jenkins.
Okay, Jenkins. Yeah, let's keep Jenkins after the class.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question, Vishnu.
Okay.
There are so many triggers, right? Will they tell which trigger you have to select to run that?
Yes, it can be a high level requirement from the company.
Okay. So,
It's not like you need to pick one
mhm.
and you need to configure one. No,
Okay.
even the CloudWatch alarm, right?
Yeah.
Even that 5 minutes,
Mhm.
your manager or whatever your team will decide what
The
could be
time period also. Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah, one question, Vishnu. And what's the difference between EC2 and this Lambda? Actually, we can also run many events in EC2, right?
you
A
paying
number
for
of
it.
events.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
yeah,
yeah. But it's quite cheaper than Lambda, I think so. EC2.
but Lambda. So
Mm.
if the function triggered, right?
Yeah.
Function triggered for 2 seconds or 3 seconds, maybe a minute. You'll be paying for that minute only. But when you
Okay.
have a server provision, you'll be paying entire time. Whenever the server
Okay.
is up and running, you'll be paying for the whole time, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. And you'll be paying for the, not only for the server, you'll be paying for the database as well, right? Let's say I have a 100 GB EBS volume attached to the server. Even though if I don't
Okay.
use 100 GB, but I'll be paying for 100 GB that EBS volume attached to that server. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's right. And
But in an organization, many events gonna run, right? So they might require. So
yeah, it's not like every company uses Lambda, or it's not like every company uses. Most 99% companies uses EC2 for sure, but they
yeah.
use
Okay.
EC2 for compute purpose, like a deploy their web applications or database applications.
Okay.
Or
For
any
few events, they're gonna use Lambda, right?
but some companies, yeah, for
Yeah.
the
Okay.
event something like that, right? I have an event, right? I just had an event that I want to stop these test
Okay.
servers every day 5 o'clock. You know what I will do? Okay, why can't I have simple Lambda function to do that? If I hire a resource to stop the servers, he might be working couple of hours, but he will be charging for 8 hours a day, right? I'll be paying
Okay.
maybe $800, $900 per a day. So
Okay.
this $10 is cheaper than $800 a day, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, people take all those things into considerations. They don't put like a sensitive information in the Lambda because the provision, the compute, wherever is Lambda is running, we don't manage that. So
Okay.
this stopping and starting, there is no sensitive data. What we are telling that we are just telling to stop the instances based on the time that I gave. That's it. There is no sensitive data. I'm not providing any database. I'm not providing any passwords, or I'm not providing any my business. That means like how do I get business, how much I charge for each item that I sell. All those details
Okay.
they can use EC2 because we are the ones who have 100% control of it.
Access. Yes. Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions actually? Naresh, do you have any questions?
Not on this topic. No.
Okay. Sindhuja, are you in the call?
Yes, Vishnu.
Okay. Any questions? Were you following me?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Actually, yesterday I missed the class.
Yeah, I saw that. So let me explain one more time. Maybe I'll do this time very quick. So that is the only one event that I just told you guys, right? I want to stop the servers and weekend basis, or I want to stop the servers after hours, like a 5 p.m. and I want to start them back. So you are automating the stuff basically. What you are doing is you are automating the stuff using Lambda here. And any other ways, Vishnu? Can we do that any other ways? Yes, you could. You could write a simple Python script like that. You just have the Python script, right? And you can create a job template in Jenkins. Job templates. We create projects in Jenkins, right? like that, and you can trigger the schedule in the Jenkins. Like you can tell Jenkins, hey, can you trigger this job on this particular time only? What Jenkins does, it's going to trigger the job on particular time only. When it triggers the job, the Lambda script, not Lambda, the Python script will be executed, and all servers will be stopped. You can do that as well. Okay. And is there any other way to do it? Yes, you could use Lambda as well. Okay. And let's say I'm storing the data S3 bucket. For example, I'm storing the data S3 bucket. Okay. I recently did work with a company for payroll system, for example, payroll system. Okay. And I need to download that. For example, I need to download that tax form from their website. Okay. And what did I say? This is S3, right? This is S3. Okay. And they gave me a link to download that tax form. Okay. But what I need to do, I need to put my data, like what is the company employer identification number, what is the federal identification number, and everything. Okay. So here is a Lambda function. Okay. That is working to gather the data, and they have all those data in their DynamoDB database. My company ENI number, federal tax number, everything, like a permit number and everything in DynamoDB table. Okay. So this Lambda will be triggered when the event comes to this DynamoDB table. Okay. Like that. So I'm adding a trigger to this Lambda. Okay. I'm adding a trigger to this Lambda from where? From DynamoDB. XYZ location. If you see any object, Lambda doesn't know it is this, it is this, it is this. Okay. But this DynamoDB table, that query will know. If this DynamoDB table will receive the data, exact data. If I put social security number, right? 9 digits of social security number, and which will match with my first name and last name. Okay. From the database. If that query is exactly right, then only it will trigger the Lambda function. What Lambda will do? Lambda will give me the URL, S3 bucket URL to download that tax form, whatever form. Okay. This is another scenario. This kind of events, because they occurs very rarely, or they occur maybe 1 second, or maybe a minute, right? Maybe 5 minutes, not more than that. That kind of events, most of the companies, they use Lambda for that kind of events. And people will say, hey, you will be paying for what you are using, and you don't need resources to provision the server, provision the infrastructure, all those things. But somebody is managing that server, right? And the security will come into the big picture. Nothing is wrong answer, and you do nothing is wrong. But people use multiple approaches, right? Did you understand this concept at least, Sindhuja?
Yes, Vishnu.
Okay, you're getting it, but I'm going to share this video, and when you see that, you will definitely do that assignment as well. But I want you guys understand the overview actually.
Yeah, Vishnu. So Lambda is not just used to start or stop instances. No. It's used to trigger anything, right? Maybe I can even trigger something. Say, okay, if this happens, take an image of this instance or take a snapshot of this image. We can also do that kind of stuff with Lambda, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but the logic, right? Take an image or create EBS volume.
Yeah, we need to code for that.
Yeah, the logic is going to be either Python, or they have so many runtimes, right? We saw that.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you one more time. They have so many runtimes. So you could use any of the runtime, but you should be a developer in order to write all those
Yes.
all those things, right?
Yes.
It's not like a simple thing. Some people ask, hey, do you do like any coding, like Python scripting? And we will say yes, we do write a Python, and we will say this logic what we write here, and they have a 3 minutes or 5 minutes to ask all those questions. Actually, why it's not stopped yet? They should be stopped, right?
Yeah.
It's more than 5 minutes. And let's go to CloudWatch. Let's see what's going on. Let's go to our rules. Let's click on this rule. Okay. Click on that logs and let's see what happens. So this is ES is to 2. And let's see, ES is to 2. Yeah, ES is to 2. Show matrix.
Do we need to give the region?
Yeah, I did give the region, right?
No,
No?
I don't see it as Ohio.
Oh, no. You provide that. You don't provide that name actually. You provide that ID. You see that? So this is the ID, US is to 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what happened. And we'll see in a minute what happens is.
So where did we specify which instance to stop? There are 2 instances, right?
Yeah, we did specify in the script actually
Okay.
in the
Might have missed
Python
it.
script. You see that instance ID 1
Okay.
and instance ID 2.
Given the instances IDs, right?
Yeah, and instances ID, and this is the region. But I want to see what exactly going on. You see that you got the region Ohio, and let's go to CloudWatch. Let's go to rule. Show matrix for the role. If I click on that, it's more than 5 minutes, right? I assume it's more than 5 minutes. Yeah, they should be stopped actually. Click on the queries, see the options. No, I don't see any valid metrics actually. Don't have permissions. I'm not sure. What the heck is this? It should work actually. It worked for me earlier. Let's go to that Lambda function and let's see what is going on.
Question is that the Python script we have written one function, right? Is that correct, Vishnu? If that is wrong, this could happen. Like because I'm seeing for import we have 2 eyes.
Oh,
Vishnu,
yeah.
I
That's good catch actually. Yeah, this module import module is, yeah, that's the problem.
So it will not show any error, compilation error or something like that.
Yeah, if we test this one, right, it would have actually, it would have a, but yeah, we did not do any testing or things like that. You're right. Yeah, that was a, so this all AWS operations, if you use any version of Python, you should import this Boto3 module actually. Actually, job has been triggered. A job has been triggered, but let me show you why would I say that. So if I go to here, if I click on this, right? Yeah, you see that the triggered rules, we have two things actually. I think the job has been triggered because of that, error. It failed. But what we can do this time, just edit this rule and go to actions, edit this rule, schedule for every 2 minutes, and let's see. This is the Lambda function, configure details, update the role, and we'll see. It should work this time. That's a good catch actually.
So you already deployed it there, right? So
Yeah.
once you update the rule, it will automatically take it, or you have to deploy again?
No, you deploy. So the rule is going to trigger the function and it doesn't care what you have in that function actually.
Okay.
And when you deploy that code, right? When you deploy that code, the Lambda function will be updated. It doesn't have to do anything with a rule. They are two separate entities, like a mutually exclusive. What we are telling is every two minutes you just trigger that rule. You don't care like what happens when you trigger the rule. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when you trigger the rule, the Lambda function will does the rest actually. So it will do the rest basically. It will go through the logic what we have written in that Python, and it will try to execute that function actually. So most of the people, what they do when they write like a script or blah blah blah, and they test it earlier before they deploy. So we did not do that. That's the problem actually.
So Vishnu, another question: when does the timer start? When you deploy it, or when you? So it's 2 minutes timer. When does it start?
No. Every 2 minutes when you create the rule, right? Every 2 minutes it will trigger the job.
Creating the rule, not a, okay.
Yeah.
So how to test that code, Vishnu?
Yeah, there is a function called test, right? You see the test, and yeah, you will, if you click on that one, and you will see.
Okay, so it will list the errors if you have any code errors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, what most of the people do is they'll write simple, if they want to use Python, right? For example, they will write like stop ec2.py function, something like that. Okay. What they will do, they will write all the Python code here, and they'll try to provide that instance details in the Python script, and they'll try to stop it from here. If that works, they'll take the code and deploy that into that Lambda function. But don't worry about that. So very rare requirement this one, but this is for the interview help. That's what I'm trying to explain you. When somebody asks like, where did you use Lambda function? Why did you use Lambda function? things like that, right? You need to have a very good story to tell them that, hey, this is where I used Lambda function. And this is where, if you get an opportunity, right? And I have this Lambda function, I copy entire code from the AWS documentation only. In this scenario, I'm using EC2. I took the code for EC2, but in your case scenario, right? For example, they might ask you to, deploy something related to S3 bucket, and you will get the code from AWS documentation as well. All you need to know where to navigate and how to find it. That's it. You don't have to worry about logics and all those stuffs.
But Vishnu, like in Jenkins, when something is triggered, some event is triggered, we can see the output in like console logs, right? Whether it's successful or if we got any error.
No,
So
you will
like,
see that. You will see that actually. You see that the so when Jenkins trigger the job, right?
Yeah.
And it will be the same job when you trigger the job, right? For example, when you trigger the job, you will see the job output, right?
yeah,
Remember, code has been checked out from this branch, code has been checked out from this repo, and this is the output of your build step.
yes,
This is working, this is not working. Those are the logs. That is the log.
yeah,
Exact log. And when, let's say you scheduled a job last night 12 a.m., right? For example,
yes,
because 12 a.m. most of the people they don't access application, and I want to reboot the servers to get latest updates. What I will do, I can write a script or I can write whatever, schedule at 12 a.m. and I'll go to bed. And tomorrow morning, right? Tomorrow morning when I go to work, and I can look at that cron job or whatever the job that I triggered using Jenkins. I can click on that job and I'll see the logs, like output of that job actually.
yeah. So like that in Lambda, like when the event is triggered, it's triggered successfully and it's terminated successfully. Is there any can be like custom output we
Yeah,
can?
yeah, that's a good question actually. So AWS has they have two services for that. One is CloudWatch. CloudWatch will log everything. CloudWatch will log each and every log actually.
Okay.
What we did here is we need to create a matrix, custom metric, and hey, if this function triggered with these values, and it's gonna give us with a graph as well what happens, how many calls, how many times it triggered and everything. But that requires a lot of configuration actually. It's not like you can do it in one day or things like that. It will take some time, but you configure once only. You configure one time. You take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you configure it, and rest is everything is set, right? Things like that. So for that, you will have two options. One is CloudWatch Alarm, and the second one is CloudTrail. CloudTrail also will lock everything. Even if I'm logged into AWS, right? Let's say go to CloudTrail. Let me start. So did you guys see that? We are good, right? With there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
So every 2 minutes, the instance gonna stop and start,
No,
or
it's not
else,
going to start, but we have only function to stop, right?
okay. Mhm.
Yeah,
So
that is,
whenever we start in 2 minutes, it's gonna stop. That's it, right?
yeah, that's it. It's